my computer. That was a pain when I did that. Okay, so we're going to just skip a couple of things. We'll wait for Marge to join us. So welcome everybody. It's so good to see all of you. I'm so happy to see you still joining us for our meetings. I know it's not ideal, but I'm so happy to see all your faces. We have so many fun things coming up. I always have to start by talking about Zoom, but that's just the way it is. The passcode and the meeting ID are going to stay the same if we don't have any kind of security issues. So all the stuff coming up, you'll still have to have a passcode. That's a new requirement by Zoom, but it should always be the same. So just, write it down somewhere so you don't have to panic about finding the emails. Also, if there's somebody out there who's not joining us and not participating in anything because they can't get a handle on Zoom, can you ask them to either get in touch with me or just send me their names? Because I'd hate for that to be the case, and I can call them and walk them through it. I think most of us have found out it's a fairly simple process. So just let me know if you know of anybody like that, because I'd really like to include them. We are looking for people, as you probably saw in the newsletter, we are looking for volunteers to be on the nominating committee to help select next year's board of directors. We need 3 people. It would be great if at least one of them was somebody who had done it before. So if you are interested in doing that, if you would contact me, that would be fantastic. Hey, sisters, I see 2 sisters down there. And don't forget to use the chat function as the meeting goes on if you have questions or comments you want to share. And Mary Smart, I know I saw you. Do you want to talk a little bit about your experience with QuiltCon registration? Make sure you unmute yourself. Where is she? Mary, you're still muted. There you go.
Okay. Sure.
Mary, are you on 2 different things?
Yes, I'll turn one off.
Yeah, take your phone off.
I couldn't get on with my iPad. It's still not on. Am I okay now?
Now you're good. Yep, you're good now.
Okay. Well, I was hoping to go to QuiltCon in Atlanta, take my daughter Morgan, who's also a member. And after the meeting last time, I got to thinking about, well, maybe we could go to the quilt show virtually together anyway. So I decided to look into registering, and I went to the website to register. And I just got to thinking maybe other people have forgotten about it because, it's been a while since they got the information out. So it's been about a month now, but I went on and I registered to go to the quilt show. And then I had my daughter do that, so that my idea is that when we get to late February, we can both sign on at the same time to go on virtually. But I'm hoping, I don't know how it's going to work, that we can either be on speakerphone with each other or something like that and sort of see the quilts together, talk about them like we would if we had gone. So that's what got me started thinking about going. So if you do go to the website, it's just quiltcon.com. You don't have to go through the Modern Quilt Guild website, although you can do that too. And you can click on the catalog with all the information, but it's $8 to go to the quilt show. And that includes going to the vendor mall and any demonstrations and things like that, the awards ceremony. There's quite a bit that's included with the $8. But if you purchase anything, like if you sign up for a workshop or a lecture or a tour, then you don't have to pay the $8. So let's say you go on and you find one lecture you want to go to and it's $10. That's all it costs, is the $10. You don't have to pay $8 plus the 10. And for that amount of money, you can go back and look at the quilt show every day for, I think it's 4 days. But the workshops are on an extra day. So they start on Thursday and run through Monday. So if you signed up for a workshop, you can go back to it, I assume, multiple times between, in that 5-day period. The lectures are held at specific days and times, but then they're recorded. So if you're not going to it live, you can go back and watch it anytime. The workshops are a lot different than a class, really. It's, let me see. A mini workshop is $49.50. It's 35 minutes of recorded lessons. It comes with PDF handouts. They send you a supply list 60 days ahead of time. And you can type in questions that I assume eventually are answered by the teacher, or you can pay extra and have I think it's a 45-minute session with the teacher where you can ask questions directly with them and be part of a small group doing that. There are mega workshops that are $99. They have 80 minutes of recorded time, but there's a real variety. So I even typed this up hoping people could actually see it, how many different categories there are of workshops and lectures. And there are tours of the International Quilt Museum in Lincoln that sounded interesting to me. So some of the things were full when I went on last month because it had been open for quite a while. But you have till the end of November to sign up at the member prices. And the vendors mall, I think, will be fun. Also, there's some kind of special deals and member discounts and things like that there. So, you would have the vendors workshop available to you for 4 days as well. And there are two of our members have classes. Deborah Jalbert has a class on improv EPP, plus Ann Sullivan, who is gone, but was one of our members. She has, I think it's 2 different workshops and 1 lecture. I am assuming the lectures are unlimited because I don't know why they would be limited, so that if you go on and you don't find any workshops you want open, there are a lot of very interesting sounding lectures. And then there are these tours of the International Quilt Museum that I think will be interesting too. I signed up for that one. There are 4 different ones. I signed up to go to the political quilts one just because I thought that would be unusual. So that's not all the information, but it's a lot of it. And I think it will be fun to go. Like I said, I'm hoping I can figure out a way that my daughter and I can go on at the same time, have our phones on speakerphone or something, or FaceTime, and see the same quilts at the same time so we can talk about them. But that's my hope anyway.
Well, thank you, Mary. I think that I think all of us who took Renee's class, I was kind of not enthusiastic about virtual instruction, but it turned out to be really fun.
Oh.
And it was fun to do it at sort of at your own pace, and you had something to refer back to. So yeah, I signed up for a couple of classes at QuiltCon because I want to support the MQG. But I was kind of like, but now I'm much more enthusiastic about it. Deborah, did you have anything you wanted to add since you're teaching?
I totally different perspective. I'm really nervous about the videos that I made.
Yeah, I get it.
It's going to be very interesting. Mary pretty much explained it in a nutshell. The lectures are live, so I'm looking forward to the lectures. I kind of wish I was doing a live lecture instead of videoing, because when you videotape yourself, it's kind of quirky and weird and self-narcissistic. I don't know, but I think it's going to be super interesting. I think it's going to be definitely worthwhile attending. Seeing all of the quilts are going to be great. If you are entering a quilt, you're going to see 5 photos of the quilts. So, well, actually, I don't know. I know that if you submit, you have to submit 5 photos. So I'm wondering what they're going to show when they show the quilts. That'll be an interesting thing to see as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's something new, and I want the MQG. This is a huge part of their business engine. So yeah, I wanted to try to support them. So you know what? It's good to try something new every once in a while. Thank you, Mary, for sharing that with us. Marge is with us now, so she is going to give us an update on upcoming education.
Hi there, everybody. I'm so sorry I'm late. I just don't know how I need to get a calendar. I was thinking that next week was the meeting, not this week. So I have to tell you, this has been a wild time. But anyway, I am telling you about education. Please, everybody has gotten the response or the email about Amy Friend, and she's the October 17th. Luckily, we have about 30 people signed up already, so that's great. I'm looking forward to that. I think it'll be a really good thing, and she's such a sweetheart. And I know that Aradria has announced that we have her new book, so that's exciting in the library. But yes, please, there is still some time to sign up. So, and we're not, somebody had asked, was confused about the cost, and we are, the Guild is paying for it. So there's no cost to you. So please, if you haven't signed up already, please do. There's a link in the email that was sent out. So yes, do that. And we also, we've changed Jackie Garrick's class. We were originally going to have her in January, but unfortunately, we don't think that January is still going to be able to, anybody's going to travel. So we changed it to September of 2021. Lord knows if we're all alive by then. September 2021 is, and when Jackie Garrick's coming. One of the other things I want to ask about, a couple of us have been going to the, I think I've mentioned it last month about the Guild, it's called the Quilt Connection. And they're showcasing 2 minutes, each person has 2 minutes, each teacher has 2 minutes to speak and give us what they do. I've got lots of choices. In the coming weeks or months, I will be sending you links to some of these teachers. And maybe you guys can determine who you would like, because now when the rubber meets the road, we've done the virtual class, like Edie said, with Renee, and we would like to do a couple virtual classes in 2021. It'll be for you to pay, help us pay like a normal somebody coming in person. So it'll be a challenge for you to take that leap and pay for classes. But I think if you guys have anybody in particular that you want, please let me know, because I'm sure I can look them up. Now's the time to do some great classes that we would never, teachers that we would never get, like people from Australia. They've got some great classes. So those are the kinds of opportunities we're going to have that we would never have before. So anyway, if anybody has any teachers that you are interested in, please let me know. And in the next couple months, I will be sending out some links to some teachers that I was interested in from seeing at these videos, the Zoom videos that teachers have been showing us what they do. So anyway, please let me know. I'm starting 2021.
Fantastic. Thank you, Marge. So now can you put your retreat hat on and talk about the
sure
retreat?
Can. Yes. I'm so excited about the retreat. We've, I think, like 30 some people that are interested, and there's still time to sign up.
We have 35 people as of this morning, 35
awesome.
People. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah,
it should be a lot of fun. We are in the process of planning, and we've got lots of fun things done. I think I'm excited. So please sign up if you don't want to, or if you haven't already. And it's great. It'll be fun. It'll be just so much fun. We've got a schedule planned. It's amazing how much has come together. So I don't know what else to tell you, but sign up. It's going to be fun. And you don't have to be there the whole 2 days. I mean, you can pick and choose what you want to do. We need to have your response though, because we're trying to get everything ready. And we're getting our little swag bag together, and we need to know count. So yeah, it's great. It's really fun. We'll be doing the drop-offs. Once we get everybody's, whoever is coming, we will be getting, we'll be dropping off the information in the swag bag and all the fun stuff that we have. So anything else, Edie?
Who's dropping off to me?
That would be the Postal Service.
USPS will drop off to you, Sandra.
Yeah, there's a few of you will get it in the mail. I'm just going to share. Let me just look here for a second. I'm going to share. If I can get to the right screen, I have a little picture of the swag here. Let me get to the right one. Here is, can you see my screen here? This is the little bag. Obviously it'll have our logo on it, but that's the project bag you're getting. I have some of these ones that are square on the bottom. You can get so much stuff in there.
Oh, I love them.
Your swag, all of your swag will come in a little bag like that. So that's just a little little teaser for you. And very important, the deadline to sign up is midnight, October 9th. That's this Friday. And the only reason we say that we have to have a firm deadline is because, as Marge said, we have to get swag together. We have to purchase things and get them to you. So that's easy. That's an easy deadline if you're going to use PayPal. If you're sending Kathy a check, if you plan to send in a check and you haven't done it yet, please let Kathy know that it's coming before midnight on Friday. She doesn't necessarily have to have received it, but we have to have a final count by midnight Friday night. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. I think Deborah's probably looking at the chat as we go on, or email me, give me a call, email Marge. Thank you, Marge. I appreciate it.
Okay. All right. I got to go back to work, guys.
Nope, I understand.
All right. Bye.
I put in the chat.
Okay, let me see what's in there. Hey, Debbie, how are you?
Good. Yep.
Come on.
Do we need some help for door prizes?
If you want to give door prizes, you're more than welcome to give door prizes, please. Yeah, I mean, we can use them.
I
Yeah.
ordered something really, really good today that I think may be a star for your door prize.
Sure.
We'll leave that as a surprise for later.
Fantastic.
Perfect.
So if you'll discuss that with Marge, Debbie, that'd be great.
And that's a good point too. If anybody has a door prize, yeah, we'd love them. Just like last year, I think we did or 2 years ago, I remember we did a great job in collecting from everybody. So yeah, I mean, if you want to donate a door prize, go at it. Let me know, please.
So Ellen's asking, where would we deliver? We have a few. I'm trying to think, Marge. They probably should all be in one.
I would prefer to get them.
Yeah, because I have some here. If you can
Oh,
get
okay.
it, you know what? Either Marge or I could come pick it up
Yeah,
if you've got
yeah,
some.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I will get with you if you want me to, Ellen, and I'll touch base with you after, and we'll figure out how to get it to us. Cool.
Let's see. Wendy says, "Can I sign up even though I'm supposed to be somewhere else?" Yes.
Yes.
Yes, as long as you can attend, even if you're attending from somewhere else, of course. Yeah. I mean, you could be on the other side of the world and attend. That's the beauty of doing it virtually. So that's
Sure.
a good thing.
One of the things we did talk about, and I think we want to clarify a little bit. We said that no non-members should attend. And I think that, of course, last year and other years, we have had non-members attend, like family members of members. And that's okay. I mean, we can't sit there and you can't say, oh, well, you're not coming over today because I've got the retreat. You can still have them come. We just didn't want a whole mess of other people because we have to worry about the swag bag. We have to, that's kind of a members only kind of thing. So, but if you had, like I know, Carol Evans, you have your sister. If she wants to come, she's more than welcome to be with you while you're retreating.
And I know Lynn's already signed up. Paula's friend Lynn. So yeah, if they've been there before, we're more than happy to have them back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just something to mention, in the swag bag, we're going to have the schedule. So you'll need to have that in order to know what's going to be going on at what time.
Right. And
so
we also have a scavenger hunt too.
Exactly. There's some instructions in the swag bag, which is why we need to make sure everybody gets one.
Mm-hmm.
So Wendy, if you can get your bag and then take it with you when you go out of town, that'd be great.
So just let us know. Yeah. Please make sure that you email Marge if you have a requirement like that where you would need the swag and the schedule by a certain point, because we can always email, even if we can't get the bag to you, we can always email the schedule to you. So
Right.
We'd have to let us know. And I do want to say thank you so much to everybody who jumped on the committee. We had such a fun meeting. Lots of great ideas, and we're going to, we'll meet again, but thank you so much to volunteer to help out with that. Anything else for March about education or about the retreat? I think that's it. Okay, thank you, Marge.
Hey, real quick, did you finally get my video? Did you ever get that?
No.
Oh. Okay. Well,
Sorry.
all right. Bye, guys.
One of these days we'll see your sewing room. All right. Thank you, Marge. Okay, Deborah, we're going to go to you for your Vice President report. Deborah, you're muted.
Give me just a moment to share my screen.
Okay.
If you can stay unmuted, Edie, to
Yeah.
let me know.
Yep. Mystery quilt. Is that what you're looking for?
I am. I should probably get to the top. There we go.
Okay.
So welcome to just talking about a little bit about some of our programs and some updates. So on our, it's a wrap update. The goal that is Debbie M is volunteering this year to help with that and organize it. Our goal of completing 4 finished projects this year. They're on the 3rd project. Whoops, I have it. We're on the 3rd of 4 projects, project number 4, to clarify that a little bit. The goal is to finish by November's meeting and then gather some photos for a later date. Here's a quote from Edie. My task for number 4 was just to add 2 borders to the center medallion, not to complete the whole quilt. So it's great that we don't have to on our UFOs. Just moving forward a little bit is great. Also, you don't have to complete an entire king size quilt. Just something in your UFO bin. Mary Smart is our mystery quilt gal, and the next set of clues will be revealed in just a couple days. It's October 7th. Oh, that is today.
That's today. Yeah.
So there is a reveal today, and there's going to be in February, we'll be revealing the quilts that are finished, and there's a special prize drawing. So be sure to continue to update Mary and to send and tag your updates on social media as well. Mary, if you have anything else to add to that, just give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I see you, or unmute.
Sure, I'll be mailing the last set of instructions as soon as the meeting's over. And we'll let them know, I guess, in December or at January, probably, to send pictures for the show and tell for the prize
Perfect.
in February.
Yep. Thanks so much, Mary.
Oh, you're welcome.
So let's chat a little bit again about virtual sew days. We're only going to mail out 1 monthly email at the beginning of each month. So you're not going to get a reminder for each and every sew day. They've been so SEW successful that it does take some management. So the 1 monthly email at the beginning of the month, the email contains the same Zoom information for all the meetings, including the one that you just entered here. Check the blog and social media, because we're not going to send out the email and then just forget about it. So Rager has been posting some blog posts, and just continue to check. She's been, posting some social media, and it is on the blog and on the calendar for our blog. So this is what the calendar looks like for October. You'll get this in the email, who the host is, what the time is, and that's what it's going to look like. If you have any questions, you can unmute yourself real quick.
Deborah,
Ma'am.
it's Paula. Everybody should have gotten this calendar last night. I emailed it out last night on
Okay,
the
awesome.
email.
Yeah, so that's your 1 email for the month.
And you'll get another one around the first week of November and December.
Awesome.
Yes,
Thank
because
you.
we're scheduled through the end of the year. We have sew days scheduled through the end of the year, so you can go ahead and put all of those on your calendar.
Just a testament to how much we like each other.
Yeah, Mary?
I was just going to say a number of us who seem to go to all of the sew days have signed up to host, but I wanted to encourage anyone who wanted more sew days. Ours ended up kind of clumped up together this month. We tried to space them out for the next 2 months, but hosting is just totally simple, because you don't have to have a Zoom account. Someone else turns it on for us. You just have to be there. So I'm just wanted to encourage even more people to sign up. It sounds silly if you haven't been to one, but they are a lot of fun.
It is fun. It is fun. Yeah. And thank you so much to all the ladies who put their hand up to host. But of course, if anybody else wants to host, just a little clarification, you do have to have a Zoom account. It's just that the Guild account is the one that's hosting. So you need
and Edie is our Zoom fairy godmother. She's the one who sets them all up.
It's my new title.
Yes, Zoom fairy godmother.
All right, so there's nothing like finding a spelling error while you're in the middle of presentating. So So A Show and Tell 9 by Edie and Deborah, October 14th at 7 p.m. You don't have to have something to show to talk about. You can show, you can tell, you can ask questions of what's shown. Just socialize, or I came up with this word, virtualize. Is that a word? During the meeting.
I like it.
Yeah, just maybe it'll be coin a new phrase. So please show up, bring something. If you have something you want to take a picture ahead of time, yeah, just as a hint, if you have a photo that you want to show, actually email it to me and I'll put together a PowerPoint of some photos as well. Sometimes when we're showing and telling, we are moving around and it's just, you have your thing and it's hard to see, but if you send a picture ahead of time, it's a little bit easier. So if you have a photo for show and tell on the 14th, send it to me. I'll throw up a PowerPoint.
Yeah, you can still show stuff live if you want to, and we'll do it a little
Live
bit.
and photo. Yep.
Yeah, and we won't have the issue last time. I'm going to work on spotlighting people, so you won't have to keep talking, so that the Zoom won't jump away. We should be able to hold it on you so you can actually see it. But it was a lot of fun, and again, you can come and just be there. And I didn't even show any quilting. If you've got something else you want to show and talk about, that's all good too.
Just a quick.
Can I say one more thing?
Sure.
I just realized during this, right now, I am going to send out another calendar and I'm going to have everything on it. That would be easier for everybody so you can visualize it. So I'm going to put the show and tell night, the meeting day, the retreat, and the sew days. Is that okay?
Amy Friend's lecture. Yeah. Yep, that'd be great.
It just makes more sense to do that. So expect that in your email by the end of the week, everybody.
Okay, so one monthly calendar. So Paula doesn't have to do that.
Well, Paula, thanks for all you do.
Yes.
Could I just make a suggestion on the calendar? And I know everybody is a lot more tech savvy than I am, but just put the link to the Zoom meetings.
We can't do that because the link, it has to go by email. The calendar itself is published in multiple places. So the link is always the same. It's always the same link. It's always the same password. There's no change for any of these meetings. The only time that we're going to think about changing it is if we have anyone that has hacked us. So it's always exactly the same.
Thank you, Ellen. That's a good question, but it just, we can't embed that way. So thanks.
So, thank you to Paula. Thank you to Mary, everyone that's volunteering throughout the year. We couldn't accomplish this without all the volunteer leaders, all the volunteer people that, no matter what you do, if you have a large role or a small role, it takes all of us. So we want to say a big thank you to everyone for helping out. And that's all I have.
Okay. Thank you, Deborah. So we're going to move on to Kathy Aber, who I know I saw. So Kathy, can you give us a little update? Do you have anything to update on the budget? Any input about the retreat? Anything about that?
Edie?
Yeah.
I just got a text from her that she did not get the code for the email. I just sent it to her again, so she may not be online right now.
No, she's here. Yeah, I saw.
Oh, she is? Okay, good. She got it then.
Got her. She needs to unmute herself.
Okay, sorry.
Yes. Kathy, unmute yourself.
I'm here. But I didn't get the one for the virtual sew days, Paula. So I don't know what that's.
Email it. You just, I don't know what has happened with that.
Kathy's email does not like us, but that's all it is. There's something going on with it. It's okay. I just need to remember to send the backup email. All righty. Sorry, Kathy.
The only invoice I got was from Michelle for the swag bags. So we still have over $10,000 in the bank. So.
Okay, so and you got Aradria's invoice for the Petal and Stem book, right? That was on Slack. Did you see that?
If Kathy needs me to email it, just
that'd probably be better.
That better?
Yeah, just to help her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought that was the same book that Renee had ordered. This is a different book?
No, this is a different book.
Okay, no, I didn't see that. invoice. So I'll check it out today.
Okay. And I think we've already collected several things for the swag bag for the retreat. So those probably won't come in till much closer to the retreat or maybe after. Okay.
And yeah, so I've gotten the checks that I told you about this morning for the retreat. So, and I'm trying to email everybody back when I get their check so that they know it's received and it got here and so on. So
Fantastic. Good. Any questions for Kathy? Anybody has anything? Doesn't look like it. Wendy, I saw your comment about your email. If there's an issue there, you might just contact Paula. So if there's something there that wasn't the way it normally is, just let Paula know so she can work on it. Charity, Sue.
Okay. Hi, everybody. First of all, I thought I'd bring you up to date on all of the ongoing projects that we have. I've been emailing back and forth with Jan, and she's still doing the foster kids bags. So anyone who has the large bags or the small ones, if you have any questions at all, just get in touch with Jan Bilbro, and she can tell you about it. A couple of months ago, I know she did an update and said that she had done somewhere around 500 or 600 bags herself. I know a lot of people are giving her fabric. It takes 1 yard of fabric. And when I was doing Renee's class, I went through all my fabric to find the 15 or 20 different fabrics I needed for the class. I found about 5 different fabrics. I thought, I'm never going to use that. It was a yard, and it's going to be made into those foster kids bags. So if you've got any of those and you're going to be handing me in some quilts, you can give me the bags or get in touch with Jan, either one. Kind of an update on placemats. They're still coming in a little bit at a time. We've done over 600 of them since we started, and Seniors First is really appreciative of them. I've gotten a little story about how a man gets his delivery of his food on a daily basis, and the volunteer puts it right on his placemat for him. So he won't eat his lunch without it, which I thought was really cute. And I've gotten emails back and forth about the charity quilts and the call for blocks. Basically, that's on hold right now because no one is accepting charity quilts. But if you know of some group or some charity, whatever, especially if it's local, that's accepting quilts, let us know, because we do have some that have been collected. Okay, baby quilts. Oh my gosh, that has gotten, it's exploded. I can't believe we've got at least 45 quilts already, and they are so beautiful. Every one of them is just so different. They're so colorful. They're lots of fun to work with. They're in every shape and size and blocks that you could think of. I'm really enjoying them. So we have 45 now, and Charlene and Sarah are working on getting some pictures of them, and we're going to do a presentation of that first group of quilts on October 10th. And because of COVID and such, it will probably be just a couple of us taking them to them. So it's not like we're going to have half a dozen or a dozen members, unfortunately, taking them. So in October 10th, we'll be presenting them to the group, and we'll get lots of pictures of it to share with you and things like
November,
that.
right, Sue?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I've got November written there, and I'm saying October. Yes, November 10th. I'm sorry. So we can take them. Love has been collecting them. I'm going to get them from her this next week when I get home. And I've got some. Charlene's got some. But don't worry. If you can't get it in by November 10th, then what we'll do is have another presentation to them in March. So that we'll finish it up in March. So they haven't given us any kind of limit to say how many they can handle. So I don't know the rate we're going. We probably could shoot for 75 to 100 quilts by the time we're all done.
That's
anyway, good job, and they're really shape, or size. We keep calling them baby quilts, but I think that from the looks of them, they'll probably work out for toddlers to 4, 5, 6-year-olds. And there's all sorts of different age groups in this. They're not the teenagers. These are the young kids. So anyway, thank you very much. And call me, email me, or whatever, and I would be happy to meet you at the Sewing Center. I always like going there anyway. So anyway, I'll let you know if I'm going. Thanks a lot, everybody.
And thank you, Sue. You guys are all, the Guild has really come through, as you always do for all of our charity things. It's wonderful to see that keep going. And Charlene has she's been doing a great job getting everything together and being a liaison for us. So thank you so much to Charlene. Any questions for Sue? You can put it in the chat. Oh, I know one thing I wanted to mention to the sisters. If we do start getting calls for blocks again, we ordered another roll of batting because we were completely out. So Caroline has it. So if you start getting things come in again, you can get, Caroline will cut it for you. Okay. So Paula, we talked a little bit about the calendar, but did you want to talk about the directory, or is there anything else you wanted to add to that?
Just that I'll redo the calendar to have all the dates on it. Just dawned on me that would be best. Everybody knows about the Zoom codes for the password. And like Edie said, as far as we know, it'll be the same password, and we don't publicize that. But anyway, the last thing is, it's been 6 months since we sent out the directory. I have 5 changes, which is phenomenal considering the amount of members and the amount of information we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you have any other changes to the directory, please let me know. And if you gave me a change, it will be changed. And I'm going to send out a new copy here in the next couple of weeks. It's just easier than trying to go through and update your copy. Some of them are kind of technical with emails and everything. And I just want to make one more comment. Again, some people get the newsletter, some people don't get the newsletter, some people don't get the member emails. I don't know why. We've investigated it. It's through MailChimp. It has something to do with the servers talking to each other. So I apologize to anyone. I just simply don't know what else to do, except I have a running list of people I need to forward that email to. If I've missed you, I'm very sorry. If you're not getting an email or the newsletter, please contact me again, and I'll just make sure we get that. We're definitely going to have a backup list because for some reason, it just doesn't work. I'm not going to spend much more time trying to figure it out. So anyway, we'll just forward them to you. It's fine. So anyway, just send me any changes you have and we'll send out the new directory. Okay. That's it.
Perfect. Thank you, Paula. Aradria, did you want to show something today? Aradria, I see you, but I don't hear you.
Sorry.
There you are. Okay.
I hope you don't see. I hope it's just my picture. I hope you don't see the real me.
Yeah,
I'm a mess right now. I didn't plan on that because I didn't see my name on the agenda.
No, if you want to highlight.
I do have the STEM book, but I'm a hot mess right now because I'm in the middle of cleaning and listening to you guys. So I apologize. I am so sorry.
Well, Michelle Lancaster is showing it. Hey, Michelle, unmute yourself so you'll pop up as a, and just, this is the most beautiful book. There you go.
To figure out how to unmute myself.
Yeah, this is Amy Friend's new book, and it is, I mean, it will just, even if you never make anything from it, it'll make you feel good just to look at it because it is just lovely. Her stuff is just amazing in there. All paper pieced, primarily paper pieced. If you're into paper piecing, really great patterns. So we have that in the library now. And of course, Amy will be with us in a couple of weeks. So if you want to check it out, get in touch with Aradria.
I wanted to also add, I don't know if it's hard to set up a poll real quick, but if members are interested in me like having a set day to meet them at the sewing studio, where if there's a book they want to check out, I can bring it to them or pick up books for them, and it would be like a once a month set day. And then also anytime they want to come by my house to get a book or drop off a book, that's fine as well. But if members were interested in that, I don't mind like picking one day out of the month to meet people up there if they want to check stuff out or whatever. And it's an excuse to go to the sewing studio. So
yeah,
if there's interest, but I don't know.
Not a bad idea. We could have maybe a designated meetup day, because if for Sue, if you're trying to collect placemats or baby quilts or, yeah, I'm not going to do a poll right here just because I don't want to try to do that in the middle.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, Edie.
No, it's totally fine. But Sue, let's talk about that. Let's think about that. We could have a designated day for collection.
That's a great
We
idea.
could get it on, we could put it on that calendar. I think that's a great idea to start putting everything we can on that calendar. We started it for just the sew days, but we've got all these other things too to remind people of. So maybe we can do that. That's fine with me. I'm not.
Okay. Radria, you and Sue and I, let's put our heads together and let's get a date, and then we'll put that, and we'll get that to Paula before the calendar goes out.
That sounds great.
Thank you, Radria. Appreciate it. Okay, I've got a sewing room video from Renee, and sorry, Radria, ignore that. I just hit the wrong button. I was asking you to unmute. Don't do it. It was wrong thing. Anyway, I'm having a little trouble with my movie player, so I'm hoping that this will. It's not a Zoom thing. It's just it's an app on my computer that has decided it doesn't like me. But I'm gonna. So let me see if I can do this. Just give me 1 second here. Somebody unmute themselves to tell me if you see this. Do you see Renee's hello?
No, we see the AOL mailbag.
Shoot. Okay, let me try this in a different way. Sorry, I wish that this wasn't always so complicated, but I have a couple of different ways I can do this. So go away. No, I didn't want to do that. Talk among yourselves while I get tech support going here. Oh, that's so irritating. Can't get to. Oh, I know what I need to do. All right. I'm getting there. Hang on.
I have a second.
Yeah.
Kathy Aber, I sent in my check yesterday for the retreat. Just let you know.
Okay, now I think I could do this. Let's try that again. I could actually see what I was doing here. Let me do it like this. Okay, just give it a second here. Come on. Sorry, Renee, this is the problem I was having this morning with this. It won't put it into my movie file, and then I can't get it to play off of the, let me try it again and see if I can get it to play. Are you seeing this little thing that says studio tour? Can you see that? Okay.
Yeah, it's a studio tour, and we see the countdown of how many seconds are left as well.
Yeah, so
Yeah, it's actually loading.
Yeah, let me just try to open it again. It won't save anything into my movie file, which is so irritating. So I have to have it all just queued up and ready to go. All right, can you see this now?
Welcome.
All right, I just want to make sure, Deborah, can you see that?
We didn't see the video. I see studio tour for the guild.mov with the cloud.
So this, even though it started playing, you can't see that.
Not yet.
All right, I think I'm gonna have to skip it. I'm so sorry. This is just.
We heard a word though, I think it said welcome.
Yeah.
I heard it start.
I don't know why. It's just, let me try it again from my download.
Welcome to my sewing room, my home away from home.
So are you just hearing it and not seeing it?
Correct.
Right.
All right. Sorry, Renee, I promise we'll get it into the next month's meeting. I apologize for that. So Paula, if you've got the show and tell in this, it's the same thing. If you can get it queued up, we're going to do Deborah next, but it's the same thing. Show it out of my,
Okay.
yeah.
Hang on a second.
Yeah, you got plenty of, you got
I
plenty
do.
of.
Okay, hang on.
Deborah. Okay. Let me just do this. Okay, sorry about that, folks. I will get that worked out between the magic of technology. I'll get that worked out by next month. We're going to move on to programming with Deborah.
Let's see. Open my PowerPoint. Wow, now I'm having issues.
I can see it. It's, I mean, you've got it. You can still go through the slides. I mean, it's here. It's just not showing it as a full thing.
I don't know why it's doing that. I'm gonna stop sharing real quick, start sharing again.
Repeat after me. We love Zoom. We love Zoom.
We love Zoom. All right. Here we go.
Yay, there we go.
Welcome to Inset Circles and Modified 6-Minute Circle. So I've been doing a ton of circles this month for a special project for a baby quilt. And today I have 2 short picture processes to show you of Inset Circles and Modified 6-Minute Circle. The Insetting Circles is from instructions that I received on YouTube from the Modern Quilt Studio on Insetting Circles. So if you Google that on YouTube, that's where I took the instructions from. So it's not my idea, it's just their idea that I used. So the supplies you're gonna need, besides of course some fabric and scissors and the typical things, are a compass and freezer paper. And this is a compass that I picked up that has a really fun pencil on it too, that looks like a sharp point. And so sometimes I couldn't figure out whether the pencil or the sharp point was the middle, but that was fun. So the extra things you'll need are compass and freezer paper. And the first thing I did was cut a perfect square, and from the perfect square, a circle in the middle. In order to do that, you can kind of see on the picture on the left, the diagonal folds that are still in the fabric, in the yellow background fabric. I folded it like that to find the center and then use the compass to draw and cut the circle. I did a similar thing for the purple circle. You can see the diagonal fold on the purple circle as well. When you're cutting, you're going to cut the inset circle a ½ inch larger than the background fabric. And you can see it measured there that it's a ½ inch larger. And then again, there'll be some folding on the second picture on the right. You'll see that it was folded. And that's in order to start matching the seams. So the first thing I did was at those 4 folds, I pinned right sides together. I know this is solid fabric, but if you're using others, of course, with a printed fabric, right sides together. And then what you'll do is connect 2 of those pins and create additional folds. So a total of 8 pins. Does that make sense? Or does anybody have any questions? You can see in the bottom right picture, I have 8 pins put in. And somewhere around a 6-inch circle, this is good for. If you're going for something tiny, this isn't, you know, maybe your best method to use. But this is a nice smooth method for around a 6-inch circle. So the next thing, recommend putting the background fabric on top. This helps to prevent tucks. I tried it both ways and it really is easier when you have that background fabric on top. You're going to constantly move and manipulate your fingers to smooth the fabric anyway, and excuse me, to maintain an even 1/4 inch seam. Not a scant 1/4 inch seam, because then it'll be puffy. And then I don't know if this video is going to work, but Is it working? Here's me at
Keep
fast
going.
eight times the speed of just sewing it. And you can just see how it is constantly moving the fabric and moving the folds just to get them out of the way. I'll post this one and the real-time one on the YouTube so that you can see it. Ah. The end, or does it keep on going? There it goes.
Deborah, could you go back to the sizing? Because it looked like it was a ½ inch on each side, on both sides of the
Yep.
the circle. There, is that a ½ inch? Oh, that's a ¼ inch. And
That's a ½ inch.
that's a ½ inch. Okay, I think you said a ¼ inch before.
The ¼ inch was the,
Okay.
make sure you sew at a ¼ inch seam allowance.
No,
not
I
the
know what
span.
I was getting confused with. The circle has to be an inch.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to that.
Right, so the circle has to be an inch bigger than the cutout one.
Right.
Right, that's
And
where
not-
Yeah, that I had the same question, Jeff, that it's showing a ½ inch all the way around.
Which would mean an inch.
Bigger than the
Right.
the
So
cutout.
when you're measuring it like that, it's the ½ inch. It took me several times with the compass to use the compass, put it on a ruler or a measuring and to get it just right. And then once I had it just right, I wrote down where I had the compass lined up to. So this is definitely a process that if you're doing it for the first time to use a practice, because also your sewing machine, your true ¼ inch, how you sew, all those things come into effect. What fabric you're using, what measuring tools you're using, all that always comes into play when you're doing this. So make a couple of practice times before you do it. And I say don't use the scant ¼ inch because when I did that, it was puffy.
Did you wind up getting pleats in it at all? Or?
No, because of my finger manipulation, you're constantly able to move the pleats and change it and adjust. And you've already got it lined up here, but just the finished product wasn't as great. So I think it took, well, I did a whole bunch of different types of circles. I think it took just 2 practice, and then the 3rd time I was able to continue making the same consistent circle. And it's a lot easier than it looks. If you take the time to work on it ahead of time, it's a lot easier than it looks. Here's the top left picture is right after I finished sewing it. So it looks kind of, it looks like it was challenging. And then after it's pressed flat on the right. Another thing on, you might want to consider making your perfect square a little larger than your finished size your first couple of times. Because you can see on this photo on the left, it kind of wobbled a little bit, so that left edge isn't straight.
So
you may want
the size,
yeah, after you're done, you may want to, however many circles you're going to do, if you're going to do a whole quilt of them, to ensure that each block is finished the same size. So that's another thing to just consider as you're working on it.
That'd be a cool quilt.
Yeah, it was. You see it at show and tell. So the second one is you can look on YouTube and you can Google the 6-minute circle, and there's several people out there that have instructions on it. So I looked at several different tutorials online, and then my version, I didn't see a top stitching version. And also this version of mine, excuse me, I have a little tickle in my throat. This version doesn't have any gluing. I started this 6-minute circle and I glued about half of my 30 blocks, and the glue you had to constantly redo a new template. And I was tired of that. So I tried doing it without glue and with starch instead, and that worked. So again, you're gonna use a compass and freezer paper. So this first picture in the top left, the freezer paper square is the same size as your fabric square. It's the same size as the finished square. So you're going to cut the freezer paper and your background fabric to the same side. Then you're going to cut out that circle and press the shiny side of your paper onto the fabric on a medium setting.
That's the back of the fabric or the front of the fabric?
That is the back of the fabric. And then you're going to cut away approximately 1/2 inch from the edge. And why I say 1/2 inch is because this circle, it doesn't have to be exact that you're cutting away, but it can't be too small. So 1/2 inch is a good amount because you can always adjust it later. You cut that 1/2 inch, you have plenty of room to spare and trim it later. But if you cut it shorter, like 1/4 inch or shorter, then it's going to be hard to keep your circles smooth and harder to work with. So here's just a close-up picture of my 1/2 inch, and I'm showing that you want to get really close to that edge and not go over it, of course, as you're clipping. So you're going to clip all the way around. I think those turned out to be between 1/4 and 1/2 inch clips around. And then you're going to press the fabric, those clips outward. So this is where some light starch came in, and I just gently sprayed those little pieces of fabric with starch right there, just really gently. Some people on one of the videos I saw that they took starch and applied it with either a sponge or a Q-tip. I thought that was a little bit too much work. But if you want to be really precise and not get any starch on your freezer paper, then that worked too. So, and this is the part where some people recommend gluing these down, and then you have to sort of tear off the freezer paper. And I'd go through about 3 or 4 circles per freezer paper, and I was tired of that. So that's when I started using starch instead. After you remove the freezer paper, you want to give it another press. So here's the circle that I cut out, and it has to be about 1/2 inch bigger than the cut circle. And you can see it's not a perfect circle because it's on the back side and we're going to trim it later. So this purple circle fabric is placed right on top of the background, and then I pinned it into place. Let me move this thing here. And see on that where the arrow is pointing, sometimes you may need to, just before you start stitching, use your fingers or whatever little purple tool you like or something to make sure that those edges are tucked under nicely. You can just finger press them smooth. And I like to pin the circles not where I'm going to be sewing. And you can either zigzag right here or straight stitch around the circle, whichever look you prefer. And you can see on the right hand side there to the right of the foot where the needle is showing through. A couple of my first tries, I did have the circles too small, so the pin was right there where the presser foot would go over it. So you just make sure, as always, not to run over your pins. Here's the back again. After I've sewn it or stitched around it, it's the same one flipped back. This is where I went, and if you have a much darker circle fabric than your background fabric, in this case, the purple didn't show too much through, but this is where you can start doing some clipping to the seam allowance that you like. I wish I had flipped over that purple so you could see underneath and see all those little yellow tabs. But you could just clip this down a little bit to whatever size you like. And then on the right is the straight stitched finished version.
So that's like reverse applique then, right?
Say that one more time.
That's reverse applique, isn't it?
Is that what you want to call it?
I think yeah, that's what they call it. The if you're into your, I know you're not into your embroidery machines, but you can do that on your embroidery machine if you want to automate it.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff, maybe you could do a video of that. If you have I'm serious. If you have a video of you doing that, I would love to have that for in December, January, or February.
See if I can get it figured out by then.
Yeah, if you
I did it in a class. I remember that.
If you'd like to video that and talk to me about it,
Sure.
I would honestly like to see that because I don't do any embroidery stuff.
I know. I remember you banned embroidery stuff from your own.
Yeah, I did. One thing at a time, but I love to see it and I love to ask other people how they're working on it. And so here's all my circles, all my templates. I don't know if you can zoom in a little bit or I'll post a picture later. Some of them are just smooth edge. Some of them have the stitching. Some of them have zigzag stitching. Some of them are just straight fast and dirty applique. They're not the underneath posted, but this was a quilt for a client, so I had to give her lots and lots of options. And I'm glad I did because she didn't choose my favorite option, but that's okay.
Which is your favorite?
So that's my little presentation on circles and curves. I probably won't be doing circles for a while because that was a nice little fun quilt and it's done now. So in November, we have continuing with our circles, curves, trimester or maybe quarter. November, we have the quilt job breakers. And Michelle is going to be presenting that quilt along with quarter circles. If you go on to the Modern Quilt Guild site, you can look ahead at the Jawbreakers quilt. It's one of the free quilts that are available to members. And so Michelle's been working on that for quite a little while. She's going to show us some of her work. In December, we'll do a different type of reverse applique curves and circles with Beth and Edie. And then sometime next year, we're going to continue with some improv circles. And if you have anything that you'd like to present, Jeff, in January or February, either by a little video or some photos, really.
Sure, it'll be fun.
Yeah, just shoot me a quick email and we'll make it as unscary on Zoom as we can for you.
Thank you, Deborah. That is so cool.
Thank you.
I
Cool.
can't wait
Very
to
cool.
see the quilt in the show and tell. That's awesome.
Now, if I can unshare, there we go. Stop sharing.
There we go. Great. Thank you.
Could I ask Deborah a question?
Of course.
Yeah.
Pamela. When you were sewing, can you use your quarter foot on there, or do you have to use, your regular sewing foot and just make sure you're going around at a quarter of an inch, like when you were sewing the circles? I might have missed some because my Zoom cut out on me. I had to log back in.
Your scan quarter of an inch foot?
No, yeah, my regular quarter of an inch foot that, like you use for quilting a lot of times.
I'd say give it a practice.
Okay.
And then report back to us with what you got.
Okay. I've been working on a New York Beauty, and Pam and I've been using my quarter inch foot because it's so fiddly to put together. And I actually found that the quarter inch foot is helping me to keep it a little more, because this pattern has no room for error. So I found it helpful.
Okay.
I've done a lot of curve piecing, and the quarter inch foot is really important. But when I've taught the class on curve piecing over the years, if you've got one of those quarter inch foots that's got the little
ledge, or
what's it called?
I mean, like the little
guard or blade?
The guard or ledge. Yeah.
Guard. That's it. Yeah, the guard. That makes it a little more difficult on the curve piecing. So if you've got a quarter inch foot without that little guard, it tends to work a little bit better.
Okay.
There was one thing in the chat I just wanted to get back to. Lynn Hinson asked, can you tell me where I can get more info on making the foster kids bags? Charlene, I think you just replied to me, but it's Jan Bilbro, our member, that's Bilbro. She is the one that is in charge of that. So you could contact her, but you could also contact Sue because she's made them, and I think Charlene as well. So any of those people should be able to help you get that info. Okay, so now I think we are ready we have 2 show and tells. Renee are you still here? You're right there. Have you got she's going to show the Laura Heine show and tell.
You want me to go ahead and share my screen?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Get Carla for this.
Do you see it?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know how quickly you want me to go through all of this. So yeah, so this is the show and tell from our fabric collage workshop. Not everyone is finished with their quilt. So some of these pictures are works in progress. And then some people, and not everyone's in here because some people didn't share pictures. So I've got the quilts and the name of the person who made them. So I'm just going to click through. I don't know how quickly or how slowly to go through.
Just click through so we have time to look a little bit and then see who made it. And
That's it.
fantastic. Thank you. That was such a fun class. Such a fun class and so much beautiful work. I love looking at those. And now we'll go on to our regular show and tell. Paula, if you've got that ready. Sorry, I'm falling down on the job today technically, but if you've got that ready, that'd be great. Oh, I think Paula might have stepped away for a second. Hang on, I'll try again to see if maybe I can share it. I love Zoom. I just keep telling myself that I love Zoom.
I'm here, Edie.
Oh, you are good. Thank heaven.
Can you see my
Okay.
screen? Can you see my screen?
Yeah, can you, yeah, we'll do the show and tell.
Okay, there we go. All right.
Oops. Yep, not seeing that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I've just got your screensaver.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we love Zoom. Love Zoom.
It says I am screen sharing.
Right. Have you got, you know what? Stop sharing. And are you doing it off of YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay, so stop sharing, get it open and ready to go on YouTube first. And there it is. There you go.
You see it?
Yeah, I just need, yeah, just maximize it if you could.
Oh, wow. It's on my opposite screen. Oh my gosh. Can you see it okay?
Yep, there you go.
Yeah, that's good.
It's good.
It's on that other screen. That's unbelievable. Okay, let's go. And that's it.
Great.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Paula. Once again, amazing work from everybody. So much fun to see that. So keep sending your pictures in for the show and tell. Let me just check the chat one more time, see if we have some more questions. Nope, looks like we're good. Anybody have any final questions or thoughts or anything you want to share? Okay, good. All right. Well, so we've got lots of fun stuff coming up. So check your calendar. The next, we have So Days coming up in a couple of weeks. I think our next thing is our virtual show and tell night on October 14th. We have Amy Friend that Saturday, October 17th. Make sure you RSVP to Marge for that. And, you know, in the meantime, keep sewing, stay safe, stay well. So happy to see all of you. Take care. Bye.
Question.
Oh yes, wait, I hear somebody has a question.
Sorry.
No,
Renee, I didn't get a chance to unmute fast enough when you asked if anyone had any questions. So I don't know if maybe Sue can tell me with the baby quilt, that picture of all the baby quilt donations, there was one with the elephants, the Valerie Wells fabric. That is so beautiful. Did someone use that for the front or was that the back?
That was the back.
I
That
love
was the back. It was Marge. Marge made that. And that's
I
the
have
back.
a really big quilt and I use that on the back and it's my favorite fabric. Anyway, okay.
It is so cute. The front, it was in little squares. And when I folded it, it wasn't showing well enough. So I showed the back. Yeah.
It's really pretty.
Yeah.
Catherine Carr, you asked about who you send your show and tell pictures to. Send them to Paula because Paula is the one that puts the slideshow together. So if you have pictures, send them to Paula. Okay. Anybody else? Trying to give you time to unmute this time instead of raising.
Edie, this is Pamela. If we could possibly still do another sew day. I know there was like a week that was vacant. Can we just email you and then just get in? Okay.
Yeah, if you got a date, just email me or email Deborah or it doesn't matter, whoever.
Okay.
But yeah, that'd be perfect. Thank you, Pam.
All right.
Anybody else?
I've got one question. I've got one question. Lynn Henson and I might get together for the retreat at our house. Now, can we each have our own screens on for Zoom or should we just use one?
Well, it's going to depend on what you're using. If you're on, sometimes when you're on two different things too close together, you're going to get feedback. But I'd say just give it if you want to be on separate ones, maybe not be right next to each other and just give it a try. If it doesn't work, then we'll let you know and then you can.
Yeah, like if it was like in separate rooms.
Yeah, I would think that would work. Yeah, I would think that would, as long as your Wi-Fi will stand up to it. But yeah, so just give it a shot. And if there's an issue, then we can change it. Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think we have a few members who are planning to kind of retreat in little pods. So that'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else? Okay, good. All right. So lovely to see you all.